Bullying doesn't stop even after you become an adult. It's sad, but it's true. And there's actually a lot of bullying that happens in the workplace and in your office. That's what this video is going to talk about today. California dreaming about you. If you've ever been pushed around at work or been bullied at work, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know how much it sucks and how much it can hurt when somebody's bullying you, especially at work. When it's a place that's connected to, how you earn your living, and you kind of are stuck there, you don't really have a way out, it's so much harder to deal with a situation of bullying. Bullying in the workplace is a lot more common than you may realize. So it's super important to be able to recognize when it's happening so you can do something about it to protect yourself and to protect others from being victimized in a bullying situation. The reason why I want to talk about this today is actually because it happened to me about 4 years after I started working. After I graduated from university, got a job, started working. A good 4 years passed and things were okay, and then it happened. It was an awkward situation at work and I was totally about to get bullied, so I did something about it, and that's what I want to share with you. This is just from what has worked for me, and I'm going to share them with you, so hopefully it'll help you too. So the very first thing you want to do if you think that you're getting bullied at work is to find out your legal rights. If you think you're being singled out unfairly at work or in your team or in meetings or, on a day-to-day, the very first thing you should do is go back and find out your rights as an employee. So go back to your employee agreement and read it carefully, start to finish. Find out what you're responsible for, but also your rights. And knowing what you're responsible for also helps you to figure out if you're being demanded, if somebody's demanding that you deliver a lot more than what you're responsible for, because that's unfair. And they're using that excuse just to put unfair pressure on you as a tactic to bully you. And also ask around if you have a friend who's a lawyer or if you have anyone in your circle who's in the legal field, just send them a little message or an email saying, hey, there's something that's come up at work. It's just an agreement, nothing too heavy. Is it okay if I run it by you, or can I call you about some things that's happening? I just want to make sure, I know my rights, or I have your support. And then the second thing you should do is very subtly let the bully know that you know your legal rights, and let the upper management know as well subtly. So it doesn't have to be like, hey, you're putting unfair pressure on me, I know my legal rights and I'm going to sue you. It doesn't have to be that hardcore. You can just mention, you like, oh yeah, the employee agreement said this or that. Or you could say, I just, was just Googling and this employee protection law, this and that. Or the way that this is outlined on a legal basis would be like this, but I understand where you're coming from. So you can drop those hints very subtly that you know the law, you know what your rights are, and you know how much protection you have. And the moment that the bully figures out that you're protecting yourself or you're taking measures to protect yourself, and specifically on the legal side, they're gonna freak out. They're probably going to back off completely. The third thing you can do if you think you're being bullied at work is actually start to look elsewhere. Look at other departments in your company that you might be able to transition into. Look into other job openings in the industry. Just start looking. And even though you don't intend to leave your company, for whatever reason, just knowing what else is out there is going to give you that inner confidence and that inner strength so you can protect yourself, or you can stand up for yourself when it comes time. Having the knowledge that there's something else out there is going to give you so much strength. So it's going to come off in your personality. It's going to come off in your behavior. So that strength is also going to push away the bully, because they can't push around somebody who is strong and stable inside. So as I mentioned, I'm talking about this issue because it actually happened to me a couple of years ago, and these are exactly the things I did. I will be completely honest with you, I did not involve my HR department, because just from what I hear from friends and what I've observed, that doesn't always lead to the best outcome, unfortunately. And luckily, I didn't have to go that far. I took a few tiny measures on my own, which was to find out my legal rights, which was to let them know that I know my rights and I know how far they can go and how far they can push me, and also to kind of stand up for myself, have this inner strength in me. And eventually that worked, and those guys backed off, and I was able to have a very pleasant experience again in the same workplace. I ended up staying there for another year or 2 years after, so it worked out. So I hope all these help you. But before that, I actually want to hear from you. I want to know if you've ever experienced bullying in the workplace, if you've ever been treated unfairly, or if somebody has put unfair expectations on you at work. And I want to know how it happened, like what they did, and how you realize that this is just wrong and it's not cool. So please put that in the comments. I really want to know. I reply to every single comment, so please comment. And also please subscribe to my channel for more tips about these awkward situations in life. Thank you so much, and
California dreaming about you.